Well, hi, my name's Jill from Champagne Cartel, and today it's about 38 degrees, I don't know, 34, it's all the same really, very humid. And I was putting my makeup on this morning and I was using my Trident techniques for summer makeup, and I thought, oh, it might be something that you are interested in, is dealing with makeup in hot weather. So today I'm going to show you 4 ways that you can keep your foundation on, or at least have a non-greasy looking face in summer. So the first one is Tinted Moisturizer or tinted sunscreen. So tinted or BB cream. So why these products are good is that they actually don't sit right on top of the skin, they blend in. So as you can imagine, if something's sitting on the top, when it gets very hot, you've got sweat, the whole thing's just going to slide straight off. So if you're using something like a tinted moisturizer or a BB cream or even a tinted sunscreen, then what's actually going to happen is it goes into the pores a little bit, it actually absorbs in a bit, and you've got a better chance of keeping it on. Now if it's extremely humid, if you're living in Darwin and you know you're outside, you're probably going to have to apply your sunscreen or your tinted moisturizer a couple of times during the day, because there is a reality that it eventually will come off. So that's number one. Number one, BB cream, tinted moisturizer or tinted sunscreen. Number 2 is to use a mineral foundation. So what a mineral foundation is something like, oh, I'm sweating so much. Oh well, we'll see if this actually works. You'll get proof. So this is, I'm using my Youngblood mineral foundation. This one, for me, I use a colour called Honey. It's a powder. Now, I was always really against the idea of mineral foundations because I thought they were going to be really drying and kind of crackly and muddy on the skin. And that can be true. Some of them certainly are. I particularly like this Youngblood one, and you know, I'm sure that you may have some, if you've got any suggestions of really great mineral foundations, I'd really love to hear about it. I'm always up for trying new things. So what I do is I just put a little bit into the lid like that. I've got a little short kind of kabuki type brush, and I'm going to rub it in circles and apply it that way. And try and wipe a bit of the sweat off at the same time before I put it on. So what's great about a mineral foundation is that it really blends in with the skin. So it's not just going on the top of the skin again, it actually will sort of blend in, and you'll find that it will absorb a little bit, and it will absorb some of the oils, and it will absorb some of the moisture. So I always find if I'm going to the races for, you know, a full day, or if I'm going to be out for a lunch, or if I'm going to be presenting and I know that I'm going to be a little bit sweaty, then I'm going to use my mineral makeup. Now what I'm also going to do is I'm going to use just a smaller brush and get a little bit of it. Make sure this is not too sweaty, and I'm going to apply a little bit of it around here. It's a bit harder to get to with your big kabuki brush. So I'm going to put this around here. Now, you know, you're still going to sweat a bit through it, but this is going to give you a much nicer, long-lasting finish. You're going to get a lot more hours out of this than you are a liquid foundation in the middle of summer. So that's our second option, is to use a powder, a mineral foundation in a powder. The third option is to use your normal liquid foundation, but to put a powder over the top. There's a lot of different powders on the market. There's things like rice powders, which are really great. I don't have the rice powder in my colour, but this is an example of a pressed rice powder. And rice powder is lovely because it's very, very, very finely ground rice mixed with some other things as well, of course. And it's a very fine powder. It's really great for people if you actually are prone to having quite oily skin generally, and it's great in summer. So this one's a pressed one, so you apply it with a powder puff, you know, and you'd probably have to put it on a couple of times during the day. The other option is that there's these sort of high definition powders, like this one here. So this one's a translucent one. This one's pretty amazing. It's a Youngblood one. And what you do is you would apply it with a large powder brush. I'm just patting a small amount onto the brush, and then I'm going to just tap the sides of that. It's making a bit of a mess, but there's not really any other way to do it. And you want to you don't want to have like a huge coat, a thick coating of powder. And then I'm just going to start around here, and I'm gently going to brush that all over. And these sort of, you know, high def, there's a lot of really modern products on the market that have quite a lot of technology that goes into them. And this sort of powder is often used on photo shoots and that kind of thing. So you can put as much or as little on as you want. You can really, you know, put a few layers on if you like. My recommendation would be to reapply on a very hot, sweaty day. But you can see my skin is looking quite, you know, dry. It's not looking moist and wet, which is a change. The rest of the day it has. So there's your third option, which is to use a powder over the top of your normal foundation, which is quite a good option. I've never been fans of powders before, but with rice powder being such a beautiful fine product, and with these high definition sort of translucent powders, they do such a great job that I'm starting to really quite like them, especially in summer or for a night out. And the final way of dealing with your foundation is to not actually wear any. So sometimes if it's really, really stinking hot, you're honestly best off just avoiding foundation altogether. Now, if that does horrify you, use one of the other methods. But if you've got good skin and, you know, I mean, let's face it, you're not going to die in a ditch over it. I would probably still use a bit of my concealer under the eyes and just blend that in a little bit. No foundation. And then maybe what I would do is just use, because it's summer, probably it's a bit sweaty, so I would probably then use a bronzer of some sort, just to get a bit of colour. The great thing about the bronzer is that it's going to actually stay on quite well. It won't sweat off as much because it will absorb into the skin a little bit as well. So when I put my bronzer on, you guys are probably, if you've seen any of my other videos, you will see what I do with bronzer, which is I do a 3 around the outside of the face, go all around here, because what I'm trying to do is create the illusion of a shadow around here and under the cheekbones. So it's something like this. I'm going to go under here, down the neck, and up this side, under the neck, because I'm blending the colour down, because my chest is quite tanned because, you know, you're outside, you're wearing singlets. So I've already got more of a shadow kind of going on here. Then what I'm going to do is do the number 3, backwards 3, come back around there. So that's the 3 around the outside of the face and back around. So that's pretty much what I do with my bronzer, and I do find that in the middle of summer sometimes that's all I'm doing is just a bit of bronzing rather than being bothered with, you know, makeup sliding off. And you know, I'm already sweaty here, but you can see that I'm not sweaty over the rest of my face, and the foundation's actually looking quite lovely. So anyway, thank you for joining me today. And if you have any questions, any makeup questions, please comment on the post and ask the questions, or send me an email, or Facebook. If you haven't already, we've got a beautiful Facebook, we've got a group in Facebook, a closed group called Champagne Women. So if you haven't joined that already, join in there, and if you would like to ask any makeup questions, it's a good place to do it. And otherwise, head over to Champagne Cartel. There's a truck driving past, good timing. Head over to Champagne Cartel. We've got more beauty articles, and we also have lots of lovely stories about wellness and health, and lots of drink recipes that use champagne, and lots of food recipes as well, and awesome ways to ditch the guilt and prioritize yourself. So if you're into that kind of thing, head over and have a look at the rest of our website. Fantastic. ChampagneCartel.com. Talk to you later. Bye.